Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome back to Our Wyoming Life. This is Keith here hanging out with us, and we are continuing to work on the multi-species pasture that's going on out in the triangle pasture of the ranch. Keith is going to give us a little guided tour of what they've gotten done so far. Keith, we had a little bit of rain this morning.
We did. It's a mess out there too.
And it slowed us down just a little bit, but you're still on schedule, correct?
We are. Yeah, we should finish up tomorrow, I think.
Very cool. So let's go take a look and see what we've got going on. We talked yesterday, Keith, about the contest you guys have on your Facebook page. How long is that going on?
Just for the next couple of days. Okay. We did an update this morning about where we were and showed this layout right here that we're coming into. But in the next day or so, we're going to give it up.
Gotcha. So you probably still have time, maybe not, to get in there and take a look and see if you can guess what kind of fence that we're using in the multi-species area for emus, goats, alpacas, calves. What else is going to be out here?
Oh my gosh.
Pigs, maybe?
Pigs, donkeys,
goats. A little bit of everything. That's zebra, giraffe, lions, tigers, bears, and oh my.
Yeah.
All right, so we're heading down in here to where we're actually heading directly towards the pond, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday and how we're going to fence across the pond. I think that it's a pretty cool thing to be able to do that. And also, the big question though, at least so far from yesterday's video, is that how does the water affect the fence as it goes through a pond or even a river or whatever else it might be?
Yeah, every day or every area of the country is going to be different. It's going to depend on what's in your soil, what's leaching out, what's leaching off the fields. Areas where they put a lot of fertilizer down is going to be worse. Water is never good for a fence.
Right,
it's not.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't hold water all the time anyway.
Right.
So we're going to put it through it, and probably it'll run right at water level, and then maybe when it recedes or something, you guys can come back, put a piece of a panel hanging down where they can't cross under, and you should be good. I don't really know how deep it is, so you'd have to tell me.
It's a little deep. I had a cow run across it one time, and she almost disappeared. So
oh wow!
It's a little deep out there towards the middle, but
that's why everybody keeps telling me they're wanting to put me in a boat.
Basically, yeah. I've got a paddle boat. We can make you go out.
I could just see that. But yeah, even with all the rain, we've had a pretty good day.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is Bekaert's 4th project on the ranch. I had to think about that because we did the bull fence.
The bull fence.
We did the cut across for the hayfield fence.
The hayfield. Yeah.
And then we did the feedlot.
The feedlot.
And this is number 4.
The garden fence.
Garden fence was the same year's feedlot.
Right. So 5th project.
This is the 5th project.
Yeah.
Do you like Wyoming? I know you're from a little bit further south.
I do. I left home. It was 90 degrees. We had kind of dried out a little bit, but we've been having storms come through. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, you see, we're in hoodies. You're in a coat.
Yeah.
I like Wyoming. This year is by far the best year. I mean, we haven't had any snow. We fought a little bit of rain, but no dust, no dirt. The grass is just amazing, and it's made it really easy.
I think last year it was end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah,
and we had snow.
Snow, sleet, hail, everything you could imagine.
A little bit of rain.
But we're all set up. We've got our corners set. This will be an HN pipe brace. So
what exactly does that mean, an HN pipe brace?
So basically,
show us?
You have, absolutely. So you have basically a letter H. So you've got 2 uprights and a cross member.
Okay.
Forms the letter H.
Right.
You come down, and then you've got a diagonal coming down to a kicker pipe. So it's somewhat of a letter N.
Okay.
So you've got an HN style.
So obviously it adds more strength by having the diagonal piece in there instead
That's
of
right.
having the straight H. Does that come from the distance that you're pulling that you require that much extra?
Yeah, and the ground's pretty soft right now, so we wanted to be absolutely sure we had as much holding strength. So the 3-post system gives you more ground contact.
Ah, that makes sense.
If you see some of the eastern U.S., you'll see wood H braces.
Right.
But they have the twitch wire in them. And you've got some wood H braces on the ranch.
Yeah.
So on the ranch, that twitch wire is actually what holds all of the force.
Gotcha.
So it pushes over, then the twitch wire deflects it back to the corner.
And you always want it to be at the bottom in the corner,
right.
correct?
Right.
Now, is there a point, I've seen some where they have the X twitch wires. Is there a point to that, or is that just kind of like, well, you know, I don't remember
Yeah,
where this goes?
it doesn't
go both ways.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot. The X, you're actually reversing that vector, and now you're pulling everything the opposite way.
Correct.
The only time you would even consider using an X is if you had a gate hanging off of it.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you had a gate hanging off of this post into this alleyway, you're going to be heaving everything the wrong direction. But since we're using high tensile woven wire, you've also got that tension of the fence that's holding it, keeping it from tipping.
Right.
But when it comes to pipe, you have to have that diagonal. You just have to. That's what holds all the force.
That's where all your strength is at.
Yep.
So I figured this out. We're just under 3 acres for this entire area. So how many feet of fence did you figure?
About 1,700.
1,700 feet of fence, and we're doing steel along with steel T-posts as well.
That's right.
And is there a reason behind that?
No, I mean steel T-posts, and then you can see we've got steel line posts down through there. If there is pressure, like on this alleyway, T-posts a lot of times will bend over. As long as you've got good tension on your fence, you put some line posts in there to keep it rigid. That just helps. I mean, everybody's driven down the road and seen a barbed wire fence laying over in the bar ditch, and that's what happens. Those cows come up against it, they start eating, and if you'll look, usually it's all T-posts. There's no strength in T-posts. It holds the fabric up, but it doesn't stop them from pushing over.
So that's where actually the wooden post or steel post like this.
Yep.
And we had a nice discussion earlier that I'd like to share with everybody, and that's which side of the fence do you put your material or your fence on, and does that, what dictates that, and what kind of factors are you dealing with there?
If you look at ours, the way we've got set up here, everything is on the outside. Okay, your multi-species animals are actually going to be on the inside, but they're small animals. They're not going to put a whole lot of pressure on the fence. Now, when you bring the Angus in here, you bring the herd up, they can put pressure on this fence.
Right.
So this is the high pressure side, so you want the fabric on this side of the fence where they're always pushing against the posts and not just pushing against your clips.
Right. So the big thing is you have to decide which side of your fence is your high pressure side.
If you only had, it would be easy if you had cattle or something on one side of the fence. It's easy. You just put the fabric on the pressure side. But with pressure on both sides, we're just counting that your smaller animals are not going to give us too much.
Well, they say that good fences make good neighbors. How do you deal with that when you have a neighbor and you guys both have cows?
Same thing, right? I mean, you've got them on both sides. Who's got the bigger cows, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
I would say whoever paid for the fence is going to put the fabric on their side.
Exactly. Would there be any benefit, and I've seen a few questions come through about this, about putting fence on both sides of your post? Have you ever seen that done?
I have not, but if you want to put fence on both sides of the post, I'll sell it to you.
Of course you will. Let's. So now you've got all your line posts in. We've got some of the T-posts in. Today, do you have to, what's the big push to get done today to have you set up for tomorrow?
So Van and I would really like to get all the T-posts in, and that's what we're going to do right now. We had a good push. If you look across on the far east side, we've got that whole string ran.
Right.
All the T-posts are in, galvanized T-post, steel, zinc aluminum product. I mean, this is a fence that will truly be here on the ranch probably until somebody decides to tear it out.
Right.
I mean, it's going to last a long time.
Is there any considerations to be given about distances between your T-posts, your line posts, all that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're set up on 15, so we're using a high tensile woven fabric. We're set up on 15, so we've got line posts on a 5-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
So if you were, depending on how much pressure you've got, you may be 15 feet in a 4-to-1 ratio to pipe versus T-posts.
So if you have like a bowl area,
right, you're going to have
more.
So take, for example, when we did the bull pasture, that's 8-inch wood posts every 12 feet.
Right.
It just depends on what kind of animal pressure you're putting on it.
That makes sense. What do you want to take a look at next? Anything?
Up to you. We can look down that line, or we can go check cows if you want.
All right, so we're going to head down the road, We're going to head down the fence line here, and also another thing that I see that you guys do is you put out this line just as a marker where to put your post, correct?
It is a marker, but this one's a little unique because later on we're going to use this wire.
You're going to move it up.
We are.
Nice. Is it hard to get a straight fence?
Not really. it's all about what kind of help you've got, right? Van's amazing help. I mean, I'm so glad that we've got Van. You guys saw us with Steve Sarson a while back.
Right.
And Steve retired, and Steve was just a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And when Steve decided to retire, that left a void in the East. And I was a little worried about who I was going to get, who was going to help me. And when Van came on, I mean, it was a blessing to me. Van is excellent help. As you can see, Van ran equipment all day today, and it's just great.
I think tomorrow, for tomorrow's video, we're going to get to know Van a little bit, because he's managed to keep himself off of camera a little bit too much for being around here. It's his second year. It's like baptism by fire.
Yeah,
so.
and Van, whether he wants to admit it or not, Van's getting a whole lot more popular in the market. So,
yeah.
But Van's been in the market for a long time. He came from the electric fence industry, so Van just fell right into this position and has done a phenomenal job for sure.
So. Awesome. Well, he's waiting for you out there to get back to work. So let's head out. We're going to check on Bambi really quick. We're waiting for her to have her calf. We're going to go find her. And I got a little cake back here. We're going to make Keith feed Bambi some cake. So,
nice.
have you done that yet?
No.
No, first time. Virgin.
She looks pregnant.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, she's right over there.
Oh, this ain't her right here?
No,
oh, no.
That's number 8.
Yeah, she don't have black eyes.
She's the one that tries to kill
Has she
me.
had one?
Yeah.
Gosh, she still looks huge.
She was way bigger before. All right, there's Bambi. She's been hanging out with this cow and this calf all day long. Bambi, come here.
What are you doing, girl?
Keith has a treat for you. Yeah, see? She said, hey, how's it going? Oh, jeez.
You want cake?
A little slimy.
That's all right. You want more? How much
She'll
you
take
gonna
all
eat?
you can give her.
Huh?
See, they're like big dogs.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Eating cake.
You gonna have a baby while I'm here?
Be nice.
You gonna have a baby while I'm here? Huh? What, you want the whole bucket? Oh, you can't have the whole bucket. She's like, I'll take the whole bucket. It's over here.
Oh, now the whole crew's here.
You want one? Huh? No?
Look at all these calves wondering what you're doing.
It's not in that hand. Oh, wow.
Look at all these calves.
Babies everywhere.
Yeah,
well, they're good looking calves.
They are.
Goodness.
We weighed number 4 the other day.
Where's your baby?
And she was 265 pounds already.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a big old thing. All right, Bambi. Thank you. There's work to be done.
You want more? I got to go put posts in. Keep you out of the pasture. Good looking calves.
You know, if she only knew that you're like her nemesis with putting up fence.
Yeah, keeping her out of
They
everywhere.
stand at fences and go, man, that grass looks good over there. I think that's where the term, the grass is greener on the other side, actually started with a cow. So, makes sense. All right, let's go get back to work. As you can see behind me, Van is using the skid steer to push those galvanized steel T-posts into place. But one of the really ingenious parts about this whole operation is the chain that's hanging from the bucket. That's actually used to get the same height on every single T-post. That's pretty dang slick. Coming up tomorrow, we've got more from the multi-species pasture fence build that's happening right here. There's a webcam up there. You can keep an eye on us throughout the day. Just go to our website, OurWyomingLife.com, and get a little sneak preview of what's coming. And make sure that you go to Bekaert's Facebook page. Like them. I'm going to throw a link down in the description so that you can like and follow Bekaert and see what Keith and Van are up to, well, when they're not here on the ranch. an emu, well, a couple emus, a couple donkeys, a few goats, potbelly pig, and maybe some surprise animals on the way are going to get to enjoy this whole area. And it's coming up tomorrow on Our Wyoming Life.